Architectural spaces can be captivating when in the hands of skilled designers. Through intentional design, architecture can shape experiences and lives.
Architecture has always had the power to elicit emotions. I think everybody's had that experience when you have this emotion of either hopefulness or emptiness, and I think that's really driven by the shape that the space takes, and it's a lot of either the forms or the materials, especially the lighting that's used.
At Core, we're always trying to shape experiences from the ground up. So we're always looking at things that happen in plan, then we give them volume. We add color, we add materiality, look at lighting, look at all the different aspects of experience that we can, and then we try to enhance every single one of those.
Great design often starts with an idea that takes shape through teamwork and expertise. From intimate residential spaces to adventurous new concepts, the development of a strong design solution requires collaboration.
The elements of great design really start with discovery. We're trying to get to know what our clients' goals are and their aspirations for a project, so we really start there. So at the end of the day, we're trying to just solve a challenge or a problem for our client, and so we're really making that space function for its intended use. So the space does need to be functional as well as artful. Having kind of this artful overlay of choosing the right materials, the right lighting to create that environmental feel that's specific to that client's space.
The people who've never been through the process of design, they feel like they give us a problem and we walk behind a curtain and we solve it and we walk back and just hand it to them. It doesn't work that way, at least at Core. We have to have their input. It's a specific way of going through the process that allows them to understand their vision for their process, their identity for what they want to be as a brand, and we extract all this information to something that they can understand and digest. A lot of clients have never built anything, so it's a first time for everybody, and I think we don't treat them any differently than we would larger developers. The process between those two different versions of a client are essentially the same, you're just talking to them in a slightly different way.
Developing the perfect space that represents the best expression of yourself or your business requires understanding and translating your vision right from the beginning. With a passionate expert's guidance, the perfect design can surpass expectations and add tremendous value to your business. Those at Core Architecture and Design consider themselves to be explorers, allowing their curiosity to take the lead. Through these explorative efforts, Core's designers are able to unlock potential in a project that often exceeds their clients' expectations.
Being an explorer at Core means that we don't enter into projects with a preconceived notion about what the end goal is. We always like to do a deep dive with our clients to, again, get into kind of what their goals and aspirations are for the project. We also work in a variety of styles. We're very fluid in that way, so I think it leaves us with a lot of creative freedom to really come up with the proper aesthetic for the client and what's appropriate for their project. And I think that gives us a really fresh approach when we're looking for design solutions. The collaborative process really helps to involve the client, and that's what helps us to create kind of the perfect space for them because they're so heavily involved throughout the design process. So we start really early on with them in these conversations to really do a deep dive into what their needs are. We want to illustrate to them that we're listening and that we've heard them, but there are a lot of checkpoints throughout that process that allow them to provide feedback.
For over 30 years, Core has translated their clients' aspirations into architectural spaces that enhance lives and communities. Today, Core continues to be innovative in design and approach by implementing new technologies that suit their clients' needs and beyond.
One of our clients came to us with a concept to do a golf entertainment complex, and their concept was very similar to their competitor. And we thought, okay, that's a great way of thinking about it. It's a very successful product. However, we tried to take a different approach. We tried to do something that was maybe the opposite of what they did, and to try and make it even better by doing that. And so we explored a way with our client to try and study their competitor as closely as possible and try to do everything the opposite. But to differentiate them in a way was significant in getting the project to really move forward in a way that our client didn't expect. It's just kept on growing. The interaction of all those different components, hotel, food and beverage, had to be rethought. It's never been done before. So it was something that our client really wasn't expecting necessarily when he first walked in the door. It turned into something that's I think, much better than what he could have ever dreamed.
So one of our projects, The Point, which is down on the waterfront here in DC, it was really important to those clients that we emphasize sustainability in the design. That's a direct reflection of their menu and the sustainable seafood that they source. So we took a lot of care to emphasize the views, the water views, allowing daylight into the space. We also were working on having some sort of plant material in the space, so you'll notice when you're in there that they have cascading plants down the columns and some green walls and things like that. So really emphasizing the sustainable nature of the space for them was important. Clients think that there's something magic happening behind the scenes, but really it's our process that creates this foundation for them to give feedback, so that at the end of the day, when you present the final design solution to them, it's not the very first time they've seen it, and they really do see themselves and their businesses reflected in that design.